You are watching On Demand. Please do not try to vote or enter any competition or other interactivity in this programme, as it may not count and you may still be charged.
Today on your Loose Women Live, it's Ruth Langsford, Brenda Edwards, Colleen Nolan, and Linda Robson.
Thank you very much. Oh, thank you very much. You're very welcome to Loose Women and you're welcome at home. Lovely to have your company. Oh, it's been hot, 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 hasn't it? Gorgeous. But coming up today, the story everyone is talking about. 4 children were rescued in the jungle 40 days after surviving a plane crash. 40 days, can you imagine? Our reactions to that story a little bit later. And fresh from Soccer Aid, Alex Scott is joining us to tell us about overcoming her painful past to become a football star. Also, after it was revealed that Vanessa Feltz's cheating ex-fiancé is now dishing out dating advice as the magazine's new agony uncle, we'll be asking whether you would take relationship advice from a cheat. And from love advice to I love yous, a mortified reporter accidentally ended a radio segment with those 3 words. We're asking, how important is it to say them to your loved ones? Do you get in touch and let us know your own embarrassing I love you stories? Have you said it to the wrong person? At the end of a phone call to your boss or something, and then you suddenly realise who you're talking to. But now, if the hot weather is getting to you, you aren't the only one. Temperatures reaching highs of 30 degrees this week. It's estimated that 7 in 10 workers may call in sick between now and Wednesday. That costs the economy up to £1 billion. So should maybe people be given time off, Brenda? There are some companies, there's an HR firm in Scotland, a production company in Wales, they're giving their employees what they're calling sunny days, OK? So they give them extra annual leave for unexpected warm weather days. So they go, do you know what, the weather's lovely, it hasn't been very nice, off you go and enjoy.
And everybody gets paid.
And everyone gets paid. Do you think we should all be given time off the hot weather?
I think obviously the world would go to a standstill if we were all given time off. Look, I work in the theatre where it's very, very hot. At the weekend, I had on leather trousers, leather coat, corset, wig, sweating, worked phonography into my choreography on stage. So
She's the Killer Queen, by the way, in Winnie
In Killer Heat, I might add. You can't just, Meltdown Mondays, I think, is what they're calling it. It's meltdown every snow, rain, winter. It doesn't really matter. I think that we just need to deal with it and get used to it.
I suppose it depends
and work
what
with
your
it.
job is. Because in Europe, a lot of Italy and Sweden, and France, they have the factories and things all closed down for a month in August. You know, the place is deserted. So if you know you can run your business like that, that makes good sense.
If you know you can run your business, and if you're working for that business and they're giving you time off paid, then why wouldn't you? You'd be mad. But if you're self-employed, it's very difficult. However, I would take it like a shot. I nearly didn't come today. I thought, it's hot Monday, I'm not going.
But can you imagine if, like, TV said, sorry, we're all taking August off, there won't be any TV?
What would we do?
What would we do?
So it depends on the business, doesn't it?
Yeah, I wake up in the morning, if it's sunny out, I think, lovely. It's a lovely sunny day, you feel better, don't you, when the sun shines out. I'm going to work with my mates today, I'm looking forward to it. I'd rather have time off in the winter when it's snowing and raining and it's cold and, you'd rather be indoors in those days. On sunny days, I want to be outside.
Well, I do, but you know what the problem is with me? Because I want to wear lovely summer dresses now. You know, the summer's here, I want to be in dress. I'm always in trousers, I wear dresses. Blooming heck, I get chub rub. It's really painful. It's friction on my thigh. I really envy people with thigh gap at this time of the year. They don't know what I'm talking about. They don't know what I'm talking about. But with me, it's chub rub. I don't like it.
No, I do know what you're talking about. Things get sweaty.
Oh, it's like that. It's friction. Honestly, I could start a fire. That's how bad it is.
That could be dangerous.
It's bad, though.
OK, what do you think about this one? Penny Lancaster, loose woman, she's recently been in the news for putting her foot down with her husband, Sir Rod Stewart, over his friendship with former US President Donald Trump. Now, Rod, who's known Trump for decades, recently revealed that Penny stopped him attending events hosted by Trump because she thinks his attitude to women is a disgrace. And so she said, that's it. Don't want you to see him anymore. Don't want him to be your friend anymore. So would you intervene, Colleen, if your partner had a friend you didn't like or you didn't agree with the way they lived their life or their principles or morals? Would you say, that's it, you're not seeing them anymore?
Well, I have to say I applaud Penny in this instance, because if anyone I was married to or seeing was friends with somebody even like Donald Trump, then I would absolutely think I'm with the wrong person, because why would you be friends with somebody like that? So I think it's who they're friends with. You know, if they're friends with somebody who, you know, just has awful values and no morals, or, you know, racist, homophobic, whatever, I'd be like... Because the thing is, I'd probably say, you can see them, don't come near me. But then what about when you have a party or someone's getting married, you know, and you're saying, well, your friend can't come? I just couldn't be around people like that. They could not be my friends.
No,
and therefore...
I'd make my feelings clear. I don't think I would ever say to him, you're not going to be friends with that person, because he's his own person. I'm not his keeper. But I would make it known why I didn't like that person, why I didn't like what they stand for. I'd say I don't want them in my home, I don't want to be associated with them. It's up to you to decide.
But would you not
if you want to be
question
friends.
Why he was, though?
It depends what was going on. So I think, Linda, you said...
You can tell a person by their friends.
Yes.
And you have a friend that wanted to be friends with Donald Trump, there's something wrong with them. He's a complete madman, isn't he? Who would want to be his friend?
Yeah,
honestly.
exactly.
So I know all my friends, I know that my friends are good people and they're not homophobic or racist or anything. If I had a friend like that, I would be away from them. And if my partner had a friend like that, then I would say the same as you. I'm with the wrong partner.
But would you ban them from seeing them?
Yeah.
You would?
I'd try to ban them.
Yeah.
It's up to them if they do, but it would make me change my mind how
Because
I feel about that person.
It can affect your relationship, though, Brenda, can't it?
Yeah.
If your partner has a friend you really dislike, and not just dislike them, but just dislike what they stand for, some of their behaviours.
It can, and I agree with both of you. It depends on what the situation is as to whether... But I can't see myself saying, don't talk to that person, because it's just the same as if somebody offended me, and I wouldn't say, don't speak to them because they offended me. That's for you to make up your own decision and make up your own mind. And I'd like to think if it was someone like Trump, that they would make the right decision, rather without me sort of leading them. But I have, in the past, stopped being friends with people because it offended a partner if I was, like, out with them, you know, going out partying, and they didn't like the fact that I was going out partying with them all the time, or they thought that person was a bad influence. And I stopped speaking to them, and I kind of regretted it, because...
Well, it's a bit controlling, isn't it?
Well,
That's the other thing, depending on what it is you don't like about this other person.
I was trying to please my partner.
I don't want you doing that.
Yeah.
Could be considered to be controlling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I didn't see it as that. And I just saw it as, I'm trying to nurture this relationship, so I'll do what my partner is asking me to do. But then in the end, I hurt myself, because I lost the friendship.
Friend? Yeah.
I lost the friendship forever. I don't know where they are.
I lost a friend for a while over that. But then I just got divorced and kept the friend.
There's Colleen's plan.
Yeah, it's so much easier.
Get divorced, keep the friend. OK, we're going to take a break now. After that, a radio host has recently rather awkwardly signed off an interview, quite a serious interview, saying, love you, and tried to correct himself. But we just wondered, have you ever accidentally said, I love you, to the wrong person? Also, just how important is it to say those 3 words to your family and to your friends? Do you find it difficult? Also, after the break, it's the astonishing story that saw 4 children survive 40 days in the Amazonian jungle after a plane crash which killed their mother. We'll be asking whether parents should be teaching their children to be more self-sufficient. We'll see you right after this. Loose Women now still to come. They say once a tutor, always a tutor. But if you have concerns about your relationship, would you seek advice from someone who is a known cheat? Interesting question. And what exactly do your dreams say about you? And are they giving you a secret sign about something in your real life? Colleen's had rather a steamy celebrity encounter. Yeah. All will be revealed.
Yes.
Talking about steamy, you know your chub rub.
Oh, yeah.
If you just joined us, we were talking about the hot weather. Colleen said, you know when your legs rub together, she calls it chub rub.
You know.
You know. So lots of people getting in touch with remedies for you. Karen says, Colleen, get some liquid talc for your chub rub.
Liquid
It's
talc?
amazing. Didn't even know there was
No,
such
I
a
didn't
thing.
know about that.
Tracy said, oh, a certain store sells chafing shorts. I have some and they're great. So
Oh,
they're
just
like-
call them chub
Yeah.
rub shorts.
Well, Nikki says, hello, Nikki, I invested in chub rub shorts, or cycling shorts, as they're known. She said they're a must. And Jodie says you can get some soothing antiperspirant balm online. It's the perfect partner for chub rub on these hot, sunny days.
I love the fact you all care and you all use it.
Yeah. So you're not the only chubber rubber out there,
Yeah,
are
you lot
you?
pretending you don't know what I'm talking
We know
about.
what you're talking about.
We know. OK, it's competition time for you now. We've got a huge new competition up for grabs. We're giving away £250,000. It is fantastic. Gok Wan is live in Ibiza with all the details. Hello, Gok, and you've got sunshine too.
Good morning, Ruth. Good morning, ladies. Yes, be very, very jealous. I'm here in Ibiza. It is stunning. Check out these views. This island really is a little spot of paradise nestled in the heart of the Balearic Islands. It is magical. Whether you're here for yoga and a retreat or here on the other side to have a massive party, it's entirely up to you. Now, you know me. I absolutely love a party, so I brought my friends along here to tell you, to tell you all about one of the biggest competitions this year we've done. £250,000 in tax-free money. That is £250,000. And what are you going to do with that? Are you going to pay off some of your mortgage? Are you going to party on Ibiza? It's entirely up to you. It takes just one entry. You're not going to know unless you enter. I'm going to go into Bambuku for a drink whilst you get entering. Here's your details. Love ya! Come on.
And there's more. If you entered this week, you could also be in for a chance of winning our bonus prize, a brand new Mini Countryman worth over £41,000. For your chance to win £250,000, text cash to 82248. Text costs £2 plus one standard network rate message. Go to the website, entries cost £2. Call 09068 782248. Calls cost £2 plus your network access charge. Or post your name and phone number to Car 24, PO Box 7558, Derby DE10NQ. Entrants must be 18 or over. Lines close at 4 p.m. on Friday the 7th of July. Make sure you enter before 4 p.m. on Friday the 16th of June for a chance to win the car. Good luck.
Thank you very much, Scott. Good luck with that fantastic competition. Now, astonishing news came in at the weekend of 4 children in Colombia who survived 40 days in the Amazonian jungle after being in a plane accident in which all the adult passengers, including their mother, tragically lost their lives. Now, the eldest of these 4 children is just 13. The youngest turned 1 during that 40-day ordeal. I was talking about this when I came in this morning because I said this story literally blew my mind. So I was looking at the news online, you know, and you're scrolling through, and I just saw this, you know, 4 children survived 40 days, and I had to go back and reread it, and I was like, sorry, pardon? 40 days? And then I started reading the story. I mean, it is extraordinary, tragic, you know, so the plane crashed, there were 3 adults, including their mother. Their mother wasn't killed outright. She survived, I think, 3 to 4 days. Oh. I know. So then the trauma of that, and then apparently she said to them, go, kind of. The eldest daughter is 13, then there's 9, 4, and the youngest turned 1, so a baby, essentially. 40 days, that's like 6 weeks. And they had search parties out for them, and they survived. Now, they are part of the indigenous Watoto tribe or peoples, and so they're saying that they had a lot of survival skills because that's their culture, and they're kind of brought up knowing certain things. They also had a plane flying over with a recorded message on speakers from their grandmother telling them, look, people are looking for you, but it's so thick, the forest. But also the dangers in that forest, you know, snakes, poisonous things, things that could eat them. I literally had my mind blown, and the more I read, the extraordinary fortitude of these children and what they knew and how they knew to do it. The eldest daughter, she had a hair tie, and she was using that to tie leaves together to make a shelter for them.
Oh, my God,
I mean,
that's
it is
amazing.
It's mind-blowing. But then we were talking this morning saying, you know, could you imagine yourself in any kind of situation where you had to have that kind of survival instinct? Could you imagine your kids being in that situation? Would they know at all what to do?
Kids?
Yeah.
My kids?
Yeah.
Kira might stand a chance.
She's pretty practical, isn't she?
Very practical, and she's good at kind of... She's very creative, so I think she would be able to create, like, something to shelter in and all of that. However, she's scared to death of anything that moves, like, insect-wise. Shane would only be good if it was a zombie apocalypse, because that's all he plays on games. He always says, stick with me if we're ever invaded by zombies. No, I don't think they would. I don't think there'd be many... I mean, what do you teach? The thing is, I grew up in a very large family and I was the youngest, so I actually wasn't taught anything to do with everyday life. Like, you know, I still can't sew, you know, because everything was done for me by my eldest sisters, if not my mum.
But they do say in this family, the eldest daughter is 13, they're saying she's used to looking after the younger ones, because that's what they do. You know, they're quite large families. Did you have that with your...
I think Lauren would be able to cope because she's very good at organising things. She looks after 4 babies every day. And I think Lila, who's 11, I think she'd be better at coping than my other 2 kids who are 27 and 31, because she's seen her mum organising everything and looking after people. So it's in her genes, I think, to look after people. She'd be really good. I'm not sure what she'd be like with spiders and all the different insects and snakes and everything.
And knowing what to eat. And
But you're very practical, Brenda. Have you passed that on to your kids?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's remarkable what they did in those conditions. But it is important, and I have been raised to know how to look after yourself and just do the basics of feeding yourself and knowing how to iron your clothes, for example, knowing how to put a wash on. And it was important to me to let my kids know how to do that, because I always say you never know what's coming around the corner tomorrow, and you could be gone in a flash. And that's, you know, obviously I've got that experience, so that's why I've always been raised that way, to look after yourself, and because you never know when you're going to need those skills.
But also, I was reading, a psychologist had written yesterday about these children and saying that children are actually better in a crisis because they've got youthful naivety in a way. That as adults, you would immediately think, dangers, oh my goodness, there are snakes, how long are we going to last without water? Where children kind of live in that moment and they just kind of get on with it. So they don't kind of spin their minds forward to what could happen. You know, and looking at what your children should be doing, ages 2 to 3, helping put their toys away, dressing themselves, age 2 to 3, clearing their plates away, age 4 to 5, simple cleaning chores, dusting, helping feed the pets, etc. So it's up to us as parents, isn't it?
What about 34?
34. Still living with mum, still letting her do everything for you. It is. I mean, a lot of it is our fault, isn't it? Because we do too much for them. Because we love them so much. We can't help it. But listen, absolutely extraordinary, and so happy that those children have made it. It's very, very sad about their mum, but wow, there's a film in there.
Definitely.
It reminds me, do you remember The Boys in the Cave? I just, the more you read it, you think, how on earth did they survive that? It's extraordinary. OK, we're going to take a break. Still to come, we're going to be talking about dreams. Colin had a very meaningful dream recently. And could your dreams actually be trying to tell you something about what's going on in your life? We'll be revealing exactly that in just a moment. Also, after the break, she's currently living her dream, fresh from last night's soccer aid. Alex Scott is joining us. We'll be talking to Alex right after this. welcome. Oh, yeah, we're singing along here. Welcome back to Monday's Loose Women, and keeping you company for the next half hour, it is the Dream Team. Colleen Nolan, Linda Robson, Brenda Edwards and me, Ruth Langsford. So our guest, Alex Scott, will be joining us in just a moment, and later we're going to be talking everything from chatty cheats to awkward I love yous. First, though, we're talking about dreams. So Colleen came in this morning and was telling us about this dream she had, and then we were saying, you know, do dreams actually make you think that they're trying to tell you something about your life? So tell us about your dream you had.
I had a dream about an old friend of mine. He's known the family for years, and I was driving my car, and I saw him in the rearview mirror, and he's not been well. And I saw him in the rearview mirror chasing the car, and I was in the car going, haven't got time, got to get to work, haven't got time, and drove off. And I woke up thinking that was a sign that I should get in touch more and, all of that.
Yeah.
So it was quite a vivid dream, and it was just bizarre out of nowhere. Like, I hadn't been thinking about it or anything, it just happened.
And is he all right now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he's ill.
Yeah,
But,
yeah.
I just need to phone him more. That's the whole point of the dream.
But do you think dreams are trying to tell you something, Linda? Have you ever had dreams where you think, oh, I need to ring that person now?
No, but I've had... when I lost my mum, I've spent, lots of time thinking, I hope I have a dream about her tonight. But I did have a dream once. It was quite a rude dream, really. So...
Be like you, Linda.
So I dreamt... I woke up in the morning and thought, oh, no. Oh, my God, what have I done? I hope my husband don't find out. So I dreamt that I had sex with Elton John on the Eurostar. And I woke up the next... It was good sex and all. Morning, and I thought, oh my God, what am I going to do? Anyway, one of our makeup ladies, Simone, worked with Elton, so I gave her a letter, said, dear Elton, do you remember when we had sex on the Eurostar? And then I put in my dreams and sent me stuff, and he sent me one back saying that it wasn't the Eurostar, it was the Orient Express, and we made so much noise they chucked us off.
You had a dream.
Well, the thing is, dreams are so vivid, aren't they? And I had the most bizarre dream once that I woke up and I said... I was married to Ray at the time, and I genuinely meant it. I woke up and said, I don't love you anymore. And he went, why? And I went, because I'm in love with Simon Cowell. Simon Cowell! I had a dream about him, and he was so lovely
and he loved
in my
you
dream.
too in your dream.
He did love me in my dream. He was so lovely.
In your dreams?
In my dreams. In my dreams. He loved me. I think it's because he met Kira once and he was so lovely to her. And that made me think he was nice. And then it was because in this dream he was just so charming. It wasn't like a sexual thing.
No.
He was so charming, and I've loved him ever since a little bit.
Well, it says, if you have sex with a celebrity, this dream could mean a real-life desire to get with that star you dreamed about, Linda.
I've been trying to meet him for years.
Or it's a subconscious projection for a desire to have more intimacy in your own life.
That's the one.
That's the one.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And Helen says, I dreamt about Simon Cowell as well. He was driving a bus and my mum got on and started singing to him, and he gave her a bunch of carrots.
See, he's kind. I'm a little bit jealous of that.
Kind man.
I'm a little bit jealous.
Oh, Brenda hasn't even got time to come to your
Tell me
dreams.
about my dreams.
Mind you, her dreams. Honestly, we need half a show for Brenda's dreams, don't we? I don't have time because we have to get our guest out. She went from working in Arsenal's laundry room to wowing crowds at Wembley as part of the incredible Lionesses football team. Last night, she was putting her pundit skills to good use for ITV's Soccer Aid. And can you believe, I can't believe this, it is her first time ever on Loose Women. Yes. So please give her an extra warm welcome. It's Alex Scott.
Thank you.
I can't believe
it's my debut. I looked at yesterday, now I'm here with you.
Must have been on here before, I was thinking.
And I love the show.
Well, you're very, very welcome. Late night, was it, last night?
Yeah,
Soccer Aid?
it
How
was a
much
very
sleep?
late night. A few celebrations.
How long does it take you to get that dress off?
Do you know what? I feel like everyone was saying about the dress and the heat.
Lovely.
I feel like I'm sweating more today. At least I had my arms out and everything yesterday. But no, thank you.
It was a brilliant night, though. I watched it. It seemed amazing.
Every year it seems to be getting bigger and bigger, and the people that want to get involved, they know obviously all the money goes to UNICEF, but to raise over 14 million last night, especially in the living crisis, it is absolutely incredible. It really is.
It is extraordinary. What's also extraordinary is your book, now out in paperback as from tomorrow. How Not to Be Strong.
Yeah.
interesting title. Explain to people why you called it that.
Because I think in the world, I would say that I grew up in everything that I went through, which I know we're going to discuss more. It's like people had this perception of me about strong. You need to be this strong female woman in a man's world. And actually, I think for me, I always had those barriers up that I needed to strip all that back and actually learn to talk through my emotions, show my emotions more, and show that vulnerability. So it was a whole new learning curve for me. And actually, showing vulnerability isn't a weakness. It can also be a strength.
Yes, you've spent all that time trying to be strong,
Yeah,
but inside,
as like a
a lot of
protection.
things were crumbling. You spoke about your family. You speak about your family life a lot, obviously, with your mum and your brother and your father, and you talk about abuse that you suffered at the hands of your father and your mum. How difficult was that for you and your brother to witness that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got this, baby girl.
It's hard because you can't. We felt like we couldn't do anything, and you want to be there to save your mum, and she's also doing the same for us. Thank you. It's weird because I actually thought that obviously the paperback comes out tomorrow, and I was like, no, I'm in a better place. I can talk about it. But then straight away you have the visuals, and you go straight back to those moments, which are hard.
Yeah.
Really hard.
So I do have to say that your father has actually denied all these allegations,
Yeah.
so we must make that clear. He's obviously not here
Yeah.
to respond. But so many children talk about that, Alex, when they say, I felt really guilty because we couldn't stop it. We didn't know what to do. You know, when you were lying in bed at night listening to that, how were you feeling?
You're just laying in bed, hearing everything, and just praying and hoping that your mum's going to be alive in the morning. And then when she is, and you're in an environment where you're controlled and you're not being able to show love, it's like, what can you do? And that's why my mum is my everything, and I want to give her the world. And, you know, people that are survivors of domestic violence and abuse, their life is stripped from them. They think they're cowards, and I want to show my mum, and I can't stop telling her how amazing and incredible she is. And she isn't a coward, and she actually saved me and my brother.
Yeah. And actually, you say writing the book, because you didn't talk about it, the three of you, and for you know, even when it ended, your mother was away from your father, you still didn't talk about it really until you wrote this that opened up for all of you those feelings.
Yeah.
Did you not talk because it was too traumatic, or you just didn't know how to talk about it?
It's a bit of both. We didn't know how to communicate it until the book. We didn't even have conversations about what went on and how we continued to live our lives. But I think for me, I went on a journey through therapy, learning how to communicate, because I wanted to break those generational cycles, because they were affecting me in my relationships, in work, not being able to express if I was going through certain things. And that was actually hard, because I was then in a place ready to talk, and then I'd try and be like, Mum, OK, like, look, here's where I am. We need to talk about this. But she wasn't ready. So I think the best way for me to show her and try and set her free, I was ready to offload it, and that's all what I did in the book. It set me free as well as my mum.
And has she read the book?
Yeah, she did.
And
read the book.
how did she take it in the end?
She loved it.
Did she?
But the thing is as well, because that communication, she also learned so much about me during the book, and actually what me and my brother witnessed and how it affected us. So.
And was it that your mum, her strength, finally getting out of that relationship, moving forward, taking care of you and your brother, did that give you the drive to achieve everything that you have achieved?
I think from a young kid, and I think it's hard because when people, they have a perception of a council estate, and I think sometimes people try and put limitations on you. Growing up in the East End of London gave me, well, it made me the person who I am. It's a community, everyone helping each other. But also, I wanted to dream, I wanted to see the world, I wanted to travel. So I think I always had that drive in me. And like going back to my mum, I wanted to be able to treat her to things. The chapter 14 in there was a letter to my mum, and I actually took her away. We were away on holiday for one of our first holidays together, and she's sitting out in the sunshine, and I'm in reception writing this final chapter crying with people going by, you all right? I'm like, yeah, I'm going to see my mum in a bit. But that's the stuff that drove me to be like, Mum, you're my everything.
And to be able to give back.
Yes,
as well.
yeah.
And tough, you know, growing up, single-parent family, getting into football, needing the kit, needing the boots? How did she manage to get you those things?
I don't know. I think like many of everyone, you find a way. You know, it's not about moaning or struggling. You just find a way. And I think that's got me to where I am today. It's just I don't know anything else but hard work and continue to make sure that I'm going to be OK, that my family will be OK. So, yes, it's hard and it's tough and the struggle's there, but it's just like,
But it's
you just get on with
extremely
it.
hard, though, because it's women's football.
Yeah.
For a long time, it's just not been accepted, hasn't it?
Well, I was working in the Arsenal laundry, like scrubbing the guys' kits and everything. But I think that's me as a person. I can always change things into a positive situation. Yes, I'm scrubbing the kit and I'm your dot cotton and everything in that situation. But I was saving up money from that laundry and I managed to buy my first house when I was like 21. So, yes, it's not a good situation, but I can flip it.
Yeah.
Alex, can I just say it's an absolute pleasure and an honour to meet you and to listen to your strength and your passion, having been through domestic violence and abuse myself. And something that we have in common is my son, Jamal, who unfortunately witnessed certain things, and that helped him to find the strength to go and talk to other people. And I don't know, you know, obviously he was a Chelsea fan and you're an Arsenal, quite opposite.
Football, we had that
But
connection.
he admired you so much and he has so much love for you and your strength and your passion about everything. So, you know, I just want to say how much I appreciate it.
Thank you. I think we had a connection straight away from the first day we met. You know, I'm big on energies and everything, and he's such a beautiful soul and human, and our energies connected straight away. And like we said, like sometimes people are going through things that you don't talk about, but you know, and that brings you together as well.
Yeah.
And I have to say that you are donating all the profits made from the sale of this to the domestic violence charity Refuge, because I know you want to continue helping other people who are victims of domestic abuse. How Not to Be Strong, the paperback, is out tomorrow.
Yes, it's out
Tuesday.
tomorrow.
I can't believe it's your first time on this one. Please come back.
Can you have me back? Yes,
come back.
regular. I'm
Arsenal,
yeah. Connection.
Come back any time. Thank you very much, Alex.
Thank you
Scott,
so
everybody.
much.
If you have been affected by anything that we've just been talking about, there are some helpline advice on our website. Have a look there. We'll take a break now. Still to come, after Vanessa Feltz's cheating ex is now dishing out dating advice, we're asking, would you take relationship guidance from a love cheat? And after a radio host went viral after a rather awkward sign-off, we're revealing our own mortifying word mishaps. Have you ever accidentally said, I love you, to the wrong person? See you after this. Welcome back to Loose Women. Now we're talking about awkward love views in just a moment. First, though, would you seek relationship advice from a known cheater? Vanessa Feltz's former fiancé, Ben, has taken on a new role as an agony uncle on an online magazine, just months after Vanessa ended their long-term relationship over his infidelity. So, interesting that he's now an agony aunt for this online magazine, agony uncle, sorry, this magazine. Would you take advice from somebody, relationship advice from somebody who is known to have cheated in a relationship?
Yes, I would, actually. I mean, I'm an agony aunt, as you know, and I've cheated in the past when I was much younger, and it's like saying that you wouldn't take, you know, if somebody had taken, you know, as an alcoholic, and you were an alcoholic, you wouldn't take advice from them. But I think, actually, it's good, because they do know how you feel, they do know what you went through, they can give you advice of how they felt. And so, yeah, I would. I mean, I think it's different if whoever it is you're talking to and you know it was constant cheating or whatever, and then you think, well, you're not giving me the right advice here. But, I mean, I don't think there's... You know, most people of a certain age have lived a life. Nobody's absolutely perfect, ever. So I think it's good to share your experiences. You know,
because like you said, when they say, I know how you feel, they do know how you feel.
Absolutely. And also my advice was, don't do it. because it's not worth the heartache, and it's sort out what the problem is before you go down that route. And I could say that because I'd done it and I'd caused that heartache, and it was just a mess, you know. So it was easier for me to say, don't do it, it's not worth it. Sort it out one way or the other.
It just makes sense, Linda, doesn't it? If somebody, it's like somebody who's a former drug addict or a former gang member or something could go into schools or go talk to people saying, this is what happened to me, don't make the same mistakes.
I think once a cheater, always a cheater.
Do you?
And
I don't always believe
And I'm
that.
friendly with Vanessa, and you know, what she went through with all of this, I felt really sorry for her. So, no, I wouldn't go to him for advice.
But him aside, obviously he's not here to discuss that, but if somebody had cheated, one of your friends, say, OK, and you wanted some advice and you knew they had experience, would you listen to them?
I'd go to my sisters. They'd be the first people that I'd go to if someone had cheated on me. Someone did cheat on me years and years ago, and my sisters were the ones that I went to at the time, and they gave me advice. And you know, I forgave him once, and I forgave him twice, and then with the third time, I thought, no, it's never going to change.
And friends are normally very honest with you, Brenda, I think.
Yeah, they are. I mean, I don't think I would go to a cheater to ask about advice on love advice. I really just, you know, they've obviously there's a lack of judgment why they did it in the first place. And the one thing I do agree is with what Colleen says, you have to kind of find the root of why. Why, and if anything, I would ask the person why and see what they came up with. Why did you cheat? Did you learn anything from it? Are you still a cheater, or are you like not doing it anymore? Because some people it's just in their DNA.
But then other people do it once and say, I made a terrible mistake, and they carry on.
And I think the whole point of being some kind of therapist or agony aunt is not to be judgmental in any way.
No one's perfect.
You can't be judgmental.
No. OK, that's an interesting one. Let us know what you think about that. We're going to talk about awkward I loves you in a bit. Before that, though, yes. Competition time again. How do you fancy winning £250,000? Gok is live in Ibiza with all the details. Hiya, Gok.
Hi, Ruth. Hi, ladies. Yes, I'm still here. I mean, check out these views. Ibiza is truly one of the most magical paradises I've ever been to. Crystal clear water, clear blue sky. It is incredible. And I'm here to tell you all about our competition to win £250,000, £250,000 in tax-free money. Now, there's always one winner of our competitions. And check out Ian, who was our last viewer to win £250,000. Listen to this.
Congratulations, you actually won £250,000.
Yeah, you're joking, aren't you?
I'm not joking whatsoever.
I'm stunned. Thank you. I still can't quite believe it. Thank you. Still in a bit of disbelief, but yes, I did it.
So that's £250,000 in tax-free money. We're inside Bamboo Coo now, having a party. That could be you. But what are you going to spend that money on? It's entirely up to you. Pay off your mortgage or bring all your friends and family to the wonderful island of Ibiza. Now, you're not going to know unless you enter the competition. It takes just one entry. Here are your gorgeous details. Good luck, everyone. Yeah, we're having a party! See you later. Love you.
And there's more. If you entered this week, you could also be in for a chance of winning our bonus prize, a brand new Mini Countryman worth over £41,000. For your chance to win £250,000, text cash to 82248. Text costs £2 plus one standard network rate message. Go to the website, entries cost £2. Call 09068 782248. Calls cost £2 plus your network access charge. Or post your name and phone number to Car 24, PO Box 7558, Derby DE10NQ. Entrants must be 18 or over. Lines close at 4 p.m. on Friday the 7th of July. Make sure you enter before 4 p.m. on Friday the 16th of June for a chance to win the car. Good luck.
Thank you very much, Gok. Now, a White House reporter has made headlines after appearing on a radio news show, and he accidentally ended this quite serious report by saying, I love you, to the host. Have a listen.
Thank you, Phil, very much. Great to catch up.
I love you. Thank you.
Our telephone... Did he just say he loved me, Dave? Did I just hear Philip say he loved me? Did he think he was talking to his wife for a minute? I could swear I just heard him say I love you. Did he not just say that? Must be a big fan.
He did say that. And actually, the reporter later put on Twitter and said that he'd made that mistake because he was actually texting his mum at the same time, he said. But we were talking this morning, like, have you ever done, ended a phone call with somebody, gone like, love you, and then remember you're speaking to the man at the bank or something?
Oh, I do it to everyone. I do it to traffic wardens and everything. Thanks for my ticket, love ya. No, but I do it all the time. And my family's always done it as well. Like us growing up as kids and that, my mum say goodnight, God bless. Or the next day when we was leaving, she'd shout out, bless yourself, love ya. Because she's Catholic Irish, so she wanted us to bless herself. But, I say it to everybody. I actually did it to my accountant a little while ago as well, because he was sending me a bill over, and at the end of it, I put lots of love, Linda Robson, and a kiss.
Yeah, I've done that kind of emails and things, and suddenly gone, oh, no, I've put a kiss on the end of that. It was like a business email, and it's a bit cringy.
I don't know. I think I just do it as a standard, one kiss. But, there's the 2 kisses mean love you, 3 kisses, I love you. It's like, it could go on forever.
Oh, does it? Is that what it means?
But there is... But I always... Me and Tanisha always say, I love you, I love you. And I used to say it to Jamal, and he wouldn't say it back, and it would quite upset me sometimes. I'm like, doesn't he, love me? And I would have the little doubt in my head, but then I'd speak to other young men and say, do you tell your mum that... And they said, no, it's just not cool. It's just not a cool thing.
But they get to an age, don't they, where it's maybe not cool.
But I have to say, since he's no longer here, I say it even more to people because I think, well, tell people that you love them while they're here because you might not get that chance and you have that regret.
Your family, you're saying your parents didn't necessarily say...
My parents didn't really say I love you, but we always felt loved. You always absolutely felt loved. We all did. But we weren't a family of I love yous until we lost both my parents. And then we all decided we should say I love you more. So my sisters took to it very naturally. So then they'd start phoning me up and we'd have a conversation. They'd go, OK, bye, I love you. And I'd go, yeah, OK, bye. And they'd go, no, we're not putting the phone down till you say it. And I'd go, OK. I found it so hard. And then gradually I said it once, and then it just became easier and easier. And with my kids, obviously, from the time they were born, I had no problem saying it at all.
Oh, yeah, we weren't... My parents absolutely adored my parents, and we knew we were loved, but we never said it. We just weren't that kind of family. But then I remember Jack talking to my mum on the phone. He was probably about 5 or something, on the speakerphone. He was chatting away to her, and then he went, right, all right then, Grandma, bye, love you. And my mum went, but, oh... She went, oh, love you too. I could tell. I suddenly thought, we didn't do it, but we do it more. I mean, I definitely do it with Jack, and he...
But then sometimes people say it too much as well, because I hear them saying I love you to me, and then I hear them saying I love you to 12 people in the street, and I think, well, you don't love all of us. You can't love all of us.
Yeah, Emma says years ago, I was meeting my cousin. I was convinced I saw her and ran up behind and picked her up. Turns out it wasn't my cousin at all.
I love that. Have you seen that one from Andrea? My hubby accidentally kissed his boss's wife on the lips as he air kissed her goodbye.
Oh. No, but that can happen. People, you don't know how many. But then people do that.
Yeah, they do, and then you kiss
them
on the lips.
You're doing awkward kissing. Yeah, OK. Thank you very much for your comments. We love to hear from you. Sorry we don't get to read them all out, but we like to hear from you anyway. This is your show, after all. That's it for today, I'm afraid.
No.
Yeah. Listen, we'd stay all afternoon, but we're not allowed. You've been a great audience. Thank you very much. Tomorrow, we're going to be catching up with Jack Whitehall's parents. That's Michael and Hilary, to talk about everything from parenting to podcasting. Until then, have a lovely afternoon. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.